Okay, now to install the SSD drive, we're going to put it in here. And we're going to use the toolless rails for it here. Okay. Now this is a caddy here that you can put a 2.5-inch drive in and mount it into the 3.5-inch bay there. So it's pretty easy. All you need to do in this case is attach these rails on the side here, and they just slide in with pins. And then I'm going to attach the SSD in here, and then it's going to slide right in here and lock down. Okay? Now, since there are no moving parts in an SSD drive, it's all, solid state as the name suggests, I don't mind putting it in here. I don't know if you remember from my first video, I kind of wanted the hard drive really locked down. So that's why I put it into this bay here. I could have put it into one of these here too. But, if it spins, there's a little bit of give here, and, I didn't want to take any chances ruining my drive. So we're going to use this for the SSD drive, no problem. I just have to figure out which way I'm going to put the cords. I think I'm going to have the cords sticking out the back. That way it dumps into the cord management system back there and you don't see anything from the front. So here's the SSD drive here. It's very small, very light. And like I said before, I have an unboxing posted up on my channel for this. And it's going to fit right in here, with the connectors facing the rear here. Okay, like that. So there we go. I'm just going to have to put the screws in here, 4 screws. So I have 4 screws here, and I'm just going to mount them down. Again, as always, make it snug, but don't make it crazy tight. There's really no need for it to be real tight. Alright, there we go. We have the connectors pointing towards the back, and it's going to slide right in here just like that. Okay? Now all we have to do is connect it to the power supply here and to the motherboard, and we're going to use this first one, which is the 6 gigabytes per second port here, the SATA port. So let's start with the SATA cord. Let's open it up here from the package, and there's 2 here. We're just going to use 1, and we're going to take the right angle side here, and we're going to plug it into the back here. Now there's 2 plugs. The larger one is for the power supply, and the smaller one is for the SATA connector. So just plug it in here, snap it in, and it's ready to go. Now this is the back of the case here. We're going to put the bracket on the back here in a second, but I have some SATA power connectors here that plug into several of the other components here. So I don't have to use a new one to plug it into the power supply. I just have some of these here, and I'm going to either use this one here or this one right here, since I have plenty already ready to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the SSD in here, and then from the back side here I'll find one of these to plug it in. So let's do that now. Alright, I'm going to slide it in here, snap it into place, and turn this over. I think I can maneuver this one into place here. One of these 2 here. I actually might use this one here. I'm just going to get some of these cords out of the way. And you just got to make sure that you plug it in the right way. With a SATA connector, it looks sort of like a small L. So you just got to make sure you've got it lined up the way it is on the port, and don't force anything. And I'm just going to plug it in right here. There we go. So I have the SATA cord connected to it, and then I have it connected to the power supply here. Okay? So the next thing I need to do is just plug in the SATA connector into the motherboard, and then we're going to do the graphics card and put that in. Okay, this is the SATA connector from the SSD drive, and I'm just going to feed it through here. Okay? And that way I can catch it through the front. Now remember, I'm using the 6 gigabit per second port here, And I just have to maneuver this around so that it will fit in there. There we go. Here it's snap into place. Pull out the slack on the back. Alright, so we have the SSD drive installed nicely. And there's only two things left to do: the CPU cooler and the graphics card.